Hello and welcome to this taste challenge. You say, oh, that must be an emergency taste challenge. If it's being done at 10:25 a.m. Central Time. It's not exactly, this is not exactly an emergency taste challenge, but it's a, well, let's call it an adjusted taste challenge. So this was supposed to be the Sunday taste challenge and would have been a Dawn Busters. But it's difficult on Sunday to go to early mass and then do the taste challenge. And even more of a factor was the fact that I was very discombobulated, not distraught, but discombobulated, confused, confounded, if you want to say, between the Piperdean and the Clan McGregor. Maybe I botched it. I don't know. I just think they were too similar to really differentiate, which is a problem because the Piperdean is $5.99 a bottle at Albertsons, and the Clan McGregor is about $9.72 a bottle. I know, that's not exactly a lot of money, but either way the cut goes, as they say on the street, it's still a factor. And there's a whole lot of people in this world that kind of like swim in the lower current of the jets of the Gulf Stream. All right. Anyway, I said, well, I was going to do Cuddy Sark and then Buchanan's 12-year and then Scoresby. But I started thinking about it. And I said, no, that's no good because I got a no age statement and then a 12-year age, and then I'm going to throw in a 3-year age at the end. No, let me put the 3-year age into play now, like I did with the Clan McGregor, and see what it does against Piperdean. Okay. So I think that makes better sense. Then next week, September 4th, this is the plan. You know, these things may not ever come to fruition, but the plan is September 4th and then September 6th and then so on. We do the taste challenges at dawn, usually the most, you might say, well, what's the obsession with doing it at dawn? Like you have some kind of fixation on dawn, you have to drink whiskey early on in the morning. No, it's none of that. It's just convenient. I do it, I do the challenge, then it's over and I can go do other things. But we're going to do taste challenges with American blended whiskey next week, start next week. And it's exciting because people have been asking, when's T.W. Samuels? When's T.W. Samuels? Which has been on the market since 1844, and I can back that up. That's when the trademark was acquired. 1844, they've been putting out this American blended whiskey. Now, nowhere on the trademark certification does it say it's good, quality, preferable, desirable. All it says is that it exists and it complied with the U.S. government requirements. So I didn't say it was good. I don't know why people would imagine that it's $6 to $7 a bottle. I just say it's old. It's been around a long time now. So T.W. Samuels next week. Okay. But that's another story for another time, in another month. Or as Stevie Nicks would say, another time, another place. All right. Ronnie S. says, what's up, Ronald? Oh, just tasting some whiskey from Scotland and going to eat some lunch. Fondleme's. Interesting channel name. Good morning, Ronald. Well, good morning to you. Ronnie S. says, Dawn Busters to Lunch Busters. Right. Okay. Or we should say, trying to get it done, Busters. Geary Kunkel says, I never experienced a 3-martini lunch, but I'll settle for beer. Yes, I would too. And I did the famous or infamous video years ago called Drunk on Demand. And it's not too many people that have their boss at work demand or strongly suggest that they drink. No, let me rephrase that. Taste a wide array of high-powered beers while at work. That is not necessarily something I did, And in the video, I only said, what if a particular instance, or what if a particular series of events occurred? I just proposed it as a possibility, or an event that could perhaps happen in one's life. Now, you could take that any way you want. Of craft beers that were given to a person who was requested to review them while at work. If you would think that a hypothetical question could enter the realm of reality, that's all I was saying. I didn't say I ever did it. I never said I did it. I just said, what if such an event occurred? Anyway, I could use a nice liquid lunch. Yeah, well, if you drink Budweiser, Copper Lager, Jim Beam, you have a liquid lunch. It's so heavy-bodied. I think it's good, and I think they did a good job with it, but I don't know if it's going to appeal to a hugely wide array of people because of the fact that it's so heavy-bodied. It's sort of like the Clamato Chiladas. Would I have a Clamato Chilada again? Yes. Would it be often? No. What would I do with it? I would use it as liquid dinner. Or like ZZ Top said in 1971, a can of dinner. And a bunch of fun. All right, so it's that heavy. Like if you drank a 25-ounce can of Budweiser Clamato Chilada or the Chilada Picante, you've eaten dinner, but you've drank it. Okay, all right, enough of that, enough of that, enough of that, enough of that. So we've got Scoresby, introduced in 1960. 1960. Very rare. Now, you know it's rare when you can get it at Walmart. So who would ever argue with that contention? The connoisseur's Scotch whiskey. Strange. I never saw any connoisseurs talk about Scoresby, but apparently it's so rare that even the connoisseurs can't get it to make videos about it. Product of Scotland. It's got a lion, a unicorn, a crown, a bunch of leaves, a deer that's jumping up, the sun shining down on a bird, an eagle, I guess, flying. A leaf, it looks like a maple leaf. Strange. This delightful blend of selected rare, light-bodied whiskeys possesses mellowness to please the exacting taste of the connoisseur. Or the bum. Oh, I just added. To the generations of Scotch whiskey fanciers, Scoresby is praised for its continuity of quality and is a product of the finest Scotch distilling art. No sources cited, obviously, like you always see on Wikipedia. Who says that? Based on what evidence? None. Diageo provides no evidence. United Distillers of Stamford, Connecticut. That's who bottles it in Connecticut. Diageo. Oh, well. You say, who in the heck is going to do this Scotch whiskey? I'm going to do it just for the aid of mankind, because if other people won't do it. And I repeat, actually, I never said it before. I will emphasize, this is not a Scotch for the street bums. You think a street bum's going to, you know how much this stuff costs down here? It's $15.95 a bottle, $15.50 a bottle. They're not going to drink that. They're going to drink Winn-Dixie Scotch, which is $10.99 a 1.75 liter on sale. Or they'll drink Piperdean, which is $5.99 to $7.50. $5.99. Oh, golly by golly. Oh, oshkosh bagosh. Ronnie, yes, I like the hat. Wish the Mets weren't a joke this year, though. Yeah, no joke, right? No joke. They are a joke, but they did win last night. Have I been to Mets games before? Oh, yes. In 2002, 2003, 2005, 2010, 2015, many times at the first stadium and the second stadium. I even saw a no-hitter. Remember when they beat Washington in a no-hitter in 2015? I was there. I was there, baby. I got a ticket for $10 on Ticketmaster. No, on Street Master. I had took a $10 bill and I rolled it up and I, folded it up and put it in my back pocket. And I said, when I get off that subway, I'm gonna work that street. And you know the story. The guy's like, "Hey, my man, what you need? What you need? What you need?" I said, "I don't need anything. I want one. A ticket." This was after doing the major taste challenge at Michael Komarov's house. So, but anyway, I said, "Let me see what you got." "Oh yeah, good." I said, I'll give you $10 for that ticket." $10? Ha ha ha. "Oh, you crazy, man. You crazy." So I didn't care. I just walked off. And then I waited 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ding, ding, ding. We good, my man. We good, my man. We good. All right. I got you. $10, I got you. So we made the transaction. I went into the stadium. I watched the game, and it was a no-hitter. But I digress. All right. Scoresby. Well, I knew this was going to be the case that they gave me. Scoresby is so much lighter. Look at this. And I don't know if you can notice it. This is straight up pale gold, and this is straight up straw. That's straw, that's gold. And never will the two meet in all of that. Straw, gold, gold, straw. So Scoresby is lighter. It's finer. It's more deluxe. After all, the label says it's rare, as evidenced by its availability at Walmart. But I was so discombobulated this morning by the Piperdean versus Clan McGregor. Clan McGregor underperformed in a profound way. You say, well, you were confused. You spilled coffee and you mixed them up and you didn't get. Well, what difference would it make if I mixed them up? Let's just assume, for the sake of argument, that I got them mixed up. Well, so what? I still couldn't tell them apart. Like, let's say I poured this one in the wrong glass and this one in the wrong glass. That doesn't matter because I couldn't tell them apart. And I predicted, my hypothesis was that the Clan McGregor would be clearly higher quality and clearly discernible. And in fact, it was not. So that did not argue well for Clan McGregor, which, if you get on their website, has all these fabulous qualities, Now, Diageo is more real about it. They don't even bother making a website for Scoresby. If you look at their product list, it's not even listed. So in other words, Diageo is like Beam Suntory. They make a whole lot of stuff which they will tell you about. And then they produce a whole lot of other liquors which they would rather you not realize that they produce. It's like you could buy it, but we would hope you didn't talk about it. Who is this? Oh, yeah, Rallies and Checkers. The deal is back today only. Get a 69-cent American cheeseburger. I saw that. No, I don't think I'm going to do that. It is a good deal, though, 69 cents. And then you got the coupon for $1 large fries. You can get some good deals at Rallies in it. And who doesn't like health food? Now, or Checkers, but Rallies here. So does Diageo make it? Yes. Do they want to talk about it? No. Cold since 92. So any plans for Johnny Walker Red or Black? Oh, yes, definitely. I'm chomping at the bit to do Johnny Walker Red. I've already tried it at the bingo hall, and I just couldn't get over it. I thought, it's just a cheap mixer. A cheap mixer. Everyone knows that. You know it. I know it. The American people know it. But boy, ooh, was that finely made. Not to mention the black. I even have my eye, eye on him. On the Johnny Walker Blue label. You say you ain't going to pay no $2.50 for that. Oh, yeah? You must not know about me. You must not know about me. I think Johnny Walker is Diageo. You know what? I believe it is. All right. But Diageo is kind of like a lot of other companies. They buy you out, but they don't mess with the product. You know what I mean? They don't kill the goose that laid the golden egg. It's like, you do your thing, Goose Island, and as long as the money keeps rolling in, we cool. We cool. We good. We good. Now, if you put out sour beer and a bad batch, and Louisiana Beer Reviews does a video talking about it tastes like coconut and rancid fish oil, oh, you won't be hearing about them no more. Gonna be some problems. But as long as you do a good job and put out a quality product, why should we interfere? It's like Miller. Hey, Leinenkugels, we bought you in 1987, but that's okay. You keep putting out quality stuff and let the money keep rolling in, and the Leinenkugel family can run Leinenkugels for till the end of the world. And I think that's the way Diageo operates. We'll buy you, but we won't mess with you, assuming the money keeps rolling in. Now, in a situation like Newcastle Brown Ale, Heineken buys them out. Why? I don't know what they were thinking. It's like, well, let's buy this declining brand. It was really at a peak in 1992. Yeah, in 1992, it was at its peak. That's right. But, like, you know, things change. So we'll buy Newcastle, and then we'll try Newcastle Werewolf. We'll try Newcastle Black Cab. We'll try Newcastle, whatever, all the other stuff they tried, Pale Ale, India Pale Ale, Red Ale. It won't sell. People will be confused by it. Newcastle continues to lose money. So then we close down the Tadcaster Brewery, and then we start producing it in the Netherlands and try to see if anybody's going to buy it. So that is interfering with it when you move it to a new production facility. Well, you know, but it wasn't doing that well anyway. It's like Rolling Rock. Rolling Rock was a declining company when Anheuser-Busch bought it out in 2006. Okay, I'm sorry. Rolling Rock was not setting the world on fire. They were producing beer that tastes like chalk. I tried Newcastle. I work with Newcastle. I mean, I tried a Rolling Rock. I work with Rolling Rock. Senator, you know Rolling Rock. I used to drink this stuff in the 90s, and it had a chalky undertaste. To me, that's not a pleasant experience with lager when it has a chalky mouthfeel. Chalk. It's like, I don't want to drink and chew on limestone. You know, it's just me. Anheuser-Busch bought it out. They shut down the Pennsylvania brewery and sold it off to, I think City Brewing owns it today. Or is that that other? But it doesn't matter. But so to me, the quality improved. Now, did I ever come on the internet and say how awesome Rolling Rock was? No, I did not. And I would pay you money if you can find a video showing where I said Rolling Rock was a fabulous beer. All I said was it went from being really, to me, unpleasant to being, you know, acceptable. You know, and I can accept an acceptable beer. I'm sure the technicians at Anheuser-Busch tried it, and they were like me. They said, why does this thing taste like chalk? Yeah. So, okay, you know, whatever. All right. On with the aroma. I got to mix them up. I glanced, and it's so pale. You know, I'm doing this stream of consciousness, like rattling on at the mouth. I understand that. But there's a purpose to that. It lets the whiskey breathe, and it gives me a chance to rotate it. And I got to make sure I don't look at it. I don't think Scoresby is going to be that different than Piperdean. I wasn't particularly impressed with Scoresby when I had it. You know, it was light. It looks pretty. But the flavor was just sort of like, you know, oh, yeah, grain whiskey. Okay. All right. Some candy sweetness. You say candy corn. Uh-oh, corn. Yeah, column still grain whiskey. Yeah, corn. You know what I mean? Like, uh-oh, we've been there. We've done that. That's the base. You know, it does the trick, so to speak. Oh, well, this one is like that, but oh so much harsher. This is like corn whiskey scratching your face. Now, some people like that harsh approach. They're like, I've been drinking whiskey since I was 13 years old. I got problems, and I like it. Yeah, so that would appeal to that more degraded approach. or degraded approach. Is there smoke? Yes. Is there peat? Yes. But there's a lot of grain whiskey. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh man, there's so much more candy corn on the left side. It's almost like a syrup, like a yeah, like a syrup. Like you go to the baking aisle at a grocery store and they got this corn syrup you can buy, like I guess Cairo is the main brand, and it's like yeah, I mean there's smoke, there's peat. It has that, but it ain't too much of that. I mean, why do I try to do it? Oh, baby. And this one is more like, oh, baby. Well, I think this is Scoresby and I think this is Piperdean. But, I'm not really sure. But anyway, hey, look, I had to pay $15.49 at International Market. And I paid $5.99 for Piperdean at Albertsons. So you figure if I paid $10 more, or almost $10 more for Scoresby, it should just run away with the contest, right? Run away with no kind of challenge. But I'm afraid to say it's not going to be that case. It's going to be pretty close, which means Piperdean's going to win. You say, but what did it win? Well, it won that, Yeah, this has got to be Scoresby. It's got too much smoke, too much fine to it. It's too much Diageo character. You say, what do you mean Diageo character? Well, Diageo has a little refinement to it that you're never going to get from Sazerac's rot gut. Why would I ever say such a thing? From their value priced line. Okay, well, let's taste it just for a matter of course. Don't use whiskey as mouthwash and go to work. Well, it's not as bad as I had first kind of like play acted about, because I'm expecting just when I swish and drink, swish and swallow, that it's going to be all just column still grain, corn distillate. But to be fair, it did have a pretty good amount of barley bread, biscuity barley bread, which is coming from the single malt. Well, I should say the combination of malt whiskeys, because it ain't from a single distillery. But, they're 20% more than likely single malt periphery. Okay, so I'll grant it that. Okay. Oh, I mean, there's no way. This has got to be Scoresby. There's too much smoke. There's smoked pork. There's smoked malt, smoked grain. There's earth. There's dirt. Scottish dirt, boyo. There's yeah, there's too much malt. You see, I think when Diageo does blended whiskey, they do it more like 75-25. And I think Sazerac basically sticks to 80-20, 80% column still grain whiskey and 20% pure malt whiskey. And I think that 5% makes a big difference, 75 as opposed to 80. And I'm picking that up here. There's no way this is not Scoresby. Am I up here talking about Scoresby so gourmet and wonderful? No, only a fool would say that. But it really is more refined and more complex and more developed. I'm not saying it's worth paying $10 more a bottle. I'm not going that far, but don't get up on the internet talking about Piperdean is as good as Scoresby. That is not the case. I really don't think it was as good as Clan McGregor, but I kind of botched that examination. But even though, taking that into account, I don't think Clan McGregor really outshined it too much. Sorry, Clan McGregor. Sorry, William Grant, a distilling company. But Scoresby is a lot more engaging. It's sort of like Johnny Walker Jr. You know what I mean? Scoresby is like Johnny Walker Jr., sort of like the poor man's Johnny Walker. That sounds like a terrible thing to say, but it sort of fits. And I have a feeling, like the Beatles said, a feeling down inside, oh yeah, that Scoresby is more than likely coming from the same facilities as Johnny Walker. I can't in any way back that up, but I have a feeling. It just seems too refined. Okay, more tasting. Oh, I mean, there's just too much smokiness. There's too much peat. There's too much quality. All right. Okay. It's kind of like, this is going to sound terrible, but it's kind of like if you bought some Chef Boyardee ravioli, you say, well, oh, hell, now we're really hitting the bottom mark. Yeah, but let's look at what happens within that area. You say, well, I bought Chef Boyardee ravioli, the canned. Then you bought Surefine ravioli or Best Choice or Thrifty Made, you know, whatever, one of those store brands. There's 1,000,001 of them. You say it's all the same thing. It's all the same thing. And I saved $1. You know, the Chef Boyardee was $1.89, and the Best Choice was $1.09, and it's worth 80 cents difference. But then if you cook them, you say, well, I'm just going to heat them in the microwave. Okay, well, let's say you put one in a bowl and you heat it in the microwave. You put the other one in the bowl and you taste them. If you were honest with yourself and you did a blind taste test, you know there is no way the Surefine or the Best Choice is going to match up with Chef Boyardee. Chef Boyardee. That is not going to happen. And I'm not over here talking about Chef Boyardee is that great. We all know it isn't. But there's no way the store brand is going to match up. And that's why it's 89 cents and the Chef Boyardee is $1.89. And that's why the Scoresby is $15.49 for the bottle. And the stinking Piperdean is $5.99. If you're a cheapskate and you don't want to spend money and you say, well, I'm an alcoholic, I want to get drunk, and that's all I care about is the alcohol content, fine. Piperdean is 80 proof. It'll get you on the same road as Scoresby. It's just that the road will be covered with tax and you'll suffer, and it'll be very, you know, it'll be full of trepidation and potholes and all the badness accompanying cheap whiskey. Now, if you want to go there, if you're too cheap to spend money, go there and buy that. It's like cigarettes. Don't sit there and tell me that the Eagle or whatever these off-the-wall brands are is going to be as good as Marlboro. Only a fool would say that. You know it. I know it. American people know it. Alex, the beer master, says, hey, Ron, this is Alex. Hey, Ron, this is Alex. How was your, I'll repeat. How was your weekend? Because my weekend was awesome. I'm not going to say my weekend was awesome, but I would say it was better than average. It was an interesting weekend, yes. It was positive. I liked it. I was pleased with it, yes. I liked it. Yeah, I mean, the Scoresby is a credible item on its own merits. In other words, it's $15.49 for a bottle, and it can actually stand for something. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just an old get drunk bum product. You can actually enjoy it for some actual qualities. Is it great quality? I didn't say that. Is it acceptable quality? Yes. Is it worth $15.49 a bottle? I know it's cheaper in Georgia, but I'm not in Georgia. Yes, I would say so. I think Diageo has standards. And if you went into Diageo and you tried to present a Scotch whiskey like this, and you said, let's try this, we can sell it cheap, no one would see you anymore. You know what I mean? Like, you would disappear. They're not playing games over there. They got a name to defend. They got a reputation to protect. And you are not going to go into Diageo and present something like that and try to pass it off as a Diageo brand. Sazerac, that's a different world. They do a lot of budget products. They do a lot of private label, and you could get away with it. I mean, you got to present it for what it is. I mean, it's a store brand product. Everybody knows what it is. I mean, it's not like they actually drink it. Tyler Mansell says, clink the mugs. In other words, cheers. Clink the mugs to you, Tyler. All right, last call. If I'm wrong, this channel needs to be discontinued because there is no way these two could be the same. Only an idiot, a moron, a fool, a knucklehead, a numbskull, and a nitwit would think so. And that is not the liquor talking. That's just common sense talking. Okay, here we go. Scoresby. It's got to be. There's no other answer. Scoresby. Thank you. How you feel, played? Now, and this is the loathsome Piperdean. Does Piperdean have any merit? Is there anything worthwhile to say about it? Well, yeah. Help me, please. Why would people call me during an examination? Hello? No, it's too much threat of rain. I have to wait till it clears up. No, but a threat of rain, I mean, there's no use putting tar, it's going to start raining. Yeah, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait till it clears up, but I'll call you back after. No, I thought about it, but I said, no, it's too risky. But after I eat lunch and I lay down a little bit, I'll go up there and try it. And we'll see. Yeah, no, no, I didn't get to it. Okay. Oh, my father asked me about roof work. No, I did not go up there. He's worried I'm gonna fall off the roof, you know, which is dangerous. That's how Max McGee died. NFL Hall of Famer. But I think Max McGee must have been being careless, like he was blowing leaves off his roof and he just, for whatever reason, didn't pay attention to where he was walking and he fell off and he died. And he did go to Tulane University. All right. Anyway, no, but what I was saying, yeah, I mean, yeah, Piperdean has some positive attributes, but they're so minimal. They're minimal, like $5.99 minimal. Okay, now if you want to pay $5.99 and drink something basic, well, then drink it. It's fine. I mean, for that purpose, basic product, consumer product, and you want 80 proof alcohol, it's fine. Is it offensive, bad, unpleasant? I mean, it'll make you scratch a chalkboard from top to bottom. I mean, yeah, it'll do that. It'll make you howl like a cow, like a cat. But it does have some positive attributes, but it's minimal. Scoresby, on the other hand, has actual, like, reasons to exist. You know what I mean? Besides just monetary considerations. Is it super high quality? If you could find a video where I ever said that, you get paid money. But I'm sniffing it, and I'll be doggone if there's not a fair good amount of peatiness, soil, and smokiness in the bottle. So you have to give it what it's due, and it's due something, and you do a lot. Okay, so this is almost exactly like I predicted. I thought Scoresby would easily win, and it did. I thought that there would be in no way any challenge, any real challenge to tell the difference between the two, and there was not. And that's pretty much the way it works. Now, Thursday, I plan to do, and this will be more of a farce than a real challenge, I think. I'm going to do Cuddy Sark. You say Cuddy Sark. You mean the one that came out in 1923 from Scotland? You know, like the major brand that everybody knows about? That one, right. Against Piperdean. Oh, Lord. And then it's going to get worse. Not better or worse. Then on Saturday morning, this is the proposal. Anything can happen, you know. But Saturday morning, another Dawnbusters, Buchanan's 12-year aged since 1884 against Piperdean. I mean, you know, that's obviously, it's almost like I'll be doing it as a troll, you know, just to be obviously comical, you know what I mean? Like a joke. Because there's no way a 12-year age blended Scotch whiskey that's been on the market since 1884 is going to be confused with this store brand 3-year whatever aged. I don't know, it might be 20 years, but you know it ain't. No age statement Scotch whiskey for $5.99. That will not happen. Buchanan's is $35 a bottle, and it deserves it. But if I own a Scotch whiskey, I'm going to do one against the other, down the line, up and down the line, for good or ill. And then we'll get back into American blended. Then we'll do Canadian, and I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to deviate from this. The next Canadian blended whiskey is going to be rich and rare. You say rich and rare. Oh, a lot of lives have been destroyed by that. I know, but I'm going to review it anyway. Now, you might say, oh, rich and rare reserve. I like that stuff. $10.99. Oh, no. I didn't say rich and rare reserve. I'm not standing on the curb. I'm in the gutter. Rich and rare. The R and R, not the rich and rare reserve. That's later. Rich and rare. Oh, Lord. That's Canadian. And then the American blended whiskey, which is actually the next one coming up, is the T.W. Samuels. You know, before you start laughing and mocking, they got a lot of old drunks that will stand by. I hate to say that, but probably is true. That stand by that stuff. Alex the Beer Master says, message retracted. Oh, uh-oh. Somebody's drinking more than me. All right, but I'm not drinking anyway. I'm just tasting. Tyler says, uh-oh. He said, uh-oh. I see those rich and rare here, and they are cheap. Right. What do you think you're going to get for $7.40 a bottle? You know what you're going to get. It'll be a lot of fun. I mean, I'll agree. These things are fun. But they're not going to be good. You know, it's not going to be good. You say, you mean bad things can be fun? Alex says, hey, Ron, do you think I would like Old English 800? Because I got one on the Saturday buy and opened. Wait. Let me read this. Because I got one on the Saturday buy and opened it yet, but I will bring wonder what I like. Because I got one on the Saturday buy and opened it yet, but will bring wonder what I like. Right. You must have got the 8% if you're writing it like that. Yeah, well, you could deliberate courthouse pancake brisket doorknob too with it. Tyler says, I wouldn't hang with the crowd. I see buying the R&R so far. Ha ha. You could hang with that crowd. You might get stabbed. Stabbed. I mean to say, you might get shanked, but you might get shanked. But all right, so Scoresby wins by a wide margin. So Scoresby is obviously quite better than the dreary and depressing Piperdean. Not to say that there's anything wrong with dreary and depressing. Because you might say, well, dreary and depressing has its place. Yes, it does. And I think Piperdean fills that gap without fault. Without fault. I just don't want to be in that place. You might want to. I don't want to be there. But the level of liquid in this bottle indicates that I'm going to be there for many months to come. Oh, think about me. Think about me. Keep me in your thoughts. Thanks for watching this video production.